Right, well, I've unboxed it, I've set it up, and we're 24 hours later. Now, I've been using this quite intensively over that 24-hour period. Now, the setup with the app all works fine. You plug it into your iPhone or your Android device. You've got attachments for USB-C or the iPhone. Basically, this just slides out and just slides back in. So you can take that completely out and put the blanking plate back in if you wanted to. Setup was fairly straightforward. You just plug it in, you activate it. If you've already got a DJI account, then you just log in. One thing I will say, if you've already got an account, I was finding that face recognition or using the keychain passwords on iOS was actually killing the app. So it said, do you want to use your saved passwords? You press yes and the app just dies. And it boots itself out and you have to redo it again. So it didn't work there, but manually entering the password worked just fine. So I'm just going to do a quick overview of this really. There's very snazzy reviews out there on this, but this is real life gadget reviews. So we just, basically, my aim is just to lob it together. So you just press that to power on. Simple as that. And then the camera's there. And you can move it up and down. You can see all the features with this. The screen is very, let me say, pernickety. So it's because it's so small, you can, like that, you can easily press the wrong thing. So let me just come out of that. So now we're in video. So this is the pan, which is very, I'm finding sometimes, there we go, look, I'm trying to pan and it does that. So these are a couple of downsides with a very, very small screen. You can easily start doing other actions on it. So it's got direction here, direction there, direction down, and direction up that actually bring in different menu items, look. So settings is from the top down. Settings, and then you can go up from the bottom and you've got something, different modes. You can bring it across to play. So look at your previous filmings. Let me come back out of that. Swipe that out. So panning up and down for the tilt is, yeah, it doesn't always work well. And when you're filming sometimes it says do not use this mode whilst filming, which is a little bit odd. I think it's probably trying to read something other than you trying to do the pan and tilt. As you've seen, it's so sensitive to this screen. Let me just power that down. So you can just power it off. It's easy as that. So it boots up real well. And when it ends up like that, it's the exact position to put it back into this little case. Now it really does fit in your pocket. You put that case on, there's an even little recess there for this to stick out. Brilliant, top job. The card I got in here, it does not write to it fast, so it doesn't accept the write speed that this requires. And this is quite an expensive card. So if I can show you now, that's a SanDisk Ultra, 128 gig. It does not write to that. This does not accept being written to fast enough. So I've got several clips where this is just bombed out, essentially. So it looks like it's recording. When you go to see the footage, it says 0, which is a massive shame. So I've had some clips that haven't recorded because of the write speed. So make sure you get the card they recommend in the manual. Definitely. And I'll put that up on the screen now, which they recommend. We had the same problem with the GoPro Hero 7 and 6 Black when trying to do slow motion. Didn't see it in normal filming, but in slow motion at 240 frames per second, it just glitched out. And so it records still. So I have recorded fine, but I've got clips on there where either that says 0 and it doesn't play, or I've got clips where it's recording just fine, but in the middle of it, it loses audio and then goes glitchy. Hasn't been writing fast enough, so it's almost corrupted, but it's still playable, just corrupted in some minor fashion, so it kind of ruins the clip. So make sure you've got the right card going into this, definitely. But the way this all fits in, piece of cake. You can almost probably do it one-handed, apart from the fact this flap gets in the way. But essentially, that goes in. Let's try and do it one-handed. Wow. He says he can do it one-handed. Maybe not. Maybe that was a tall order. But put that in there, and then slot that over. Get in there, and then that just clips in. That is exposed, but you can flip that adapter around the other way if you want to, or just put the blanking plate on it. That sits in there nicely. Boot up time, very, very quick. So get it out, power it on, boom, boom, boom. Ready to record. So I can just record now. There we go. That is now recording. So that's how quick it is. So there you go. That's a real quick overview, because there are many other reviews out there. I'm just going across a couple of points I've found that you might want to consider. So definitely get the right SD card, and just be aware the screen is very pernickety, is a way of looking at it. Second to that, at this point in time, there is no way of controlling this with the app wirelessly. There is no Bluetooth adapter yet on the market as date of filming this video. So it has to be plugged into the phone to get a lot of the features. You can get the facial recognition when you're filming through here. So you can do fast things, you can do pretty much whatever you want. See, fast follow, slow follow, recenter. You can flip it so it does selfie, tilt locked, FPV lit, follow. You've got all that sort of business. Let's scroll back down again. You can then press double tap active track on, so it will follow it. So you can do a lot of it from here, but to open up all the settings, you need to plug it into your phone to get all those. So at the moment, what I specifically wanted it for is to put it down and then to walk away from it, face the camera a few meters away, and then say active track me, and then get it to pan around, especially when I do my other video reviews of electric unicycles. Want it to follow me whilst it's sat there. At the moment, that option is not available to me, which is fine at the moment. When the accessory comes out, if it's needed to connect to it, I'm not 100% sure yet. If it is, then of course I will get it and I'll do further updates. So this is a real quick overview, and we'll do a full-on review once I've got experience with it. There's no point in reviewing stuff if you've only had it for a couple of days. So I'll give it a couple of months and I'll come back to you and let you know how useful this has been and how it's performed, what its issues are and what its pros are essentially. But otherwise, very, very good. Quick recharge time, about an hour and 15 minutes to recharge from empty. So brilliant piece of kit so far. I'm impressed with it. So let's just show you briefly the app. All you need to do is take it out of its little case, plug this in. Excuse me, it's got a bit of tea spilt on it. Let's power it up. Okay, and then the app should automatically start, which it hasn't. It has done. And there we go. New videos. Screen seems to have gone a bit funny. Nope, so that's fine. So there we go. So you can change modes here. Here you can hardly see it, but you can control basically every direction, left, right. You can kind of see it on the screen there, just a little joystick. It's sort of, the opacity is quite deep. So you can press this button here, which is essentially a function button, which goes between video and photo only and not the other ones. And obviously you can select those. You could do time lapse, and you've got pano, which gives you a 180. Then you can set your resolution and FPS. You've got all the options here. Camera, you can choose your modes here. So you've got fast track, locking, your tilt, etc. And then you've got a bit of settings here you can do. You can do some refinement of how you want things. So yeah, there's a bit you can do through the app. See a card, you can format the card, everything you want. You can press here to see a library. So that essentially just recenters. You press that, brings it back up. If you pull it down and across and you get lost, just press that, recenters. Pretty good, really. And you just press record, and it will record for you, giving you your battery percentage up here and number of minutes you can record in your current format. So you could put it in much higher, and it brings the time down, 9 minutes 38, 27 minutes, and obviously you can change your frames. So that's all good. So that's a very basic overview for you, but you plug it into your phone, it automatically starts the app, shuts off this screen here, and you're away you go, really. It gives you readouts at the bottom here, obviously. And so you can run around with this, and it records quite nicely, and it holds well as well. You're holding it with your right hand and holding the rest of your phone to support it with your left hand. And it works well, I would say, with a much bigger display to control things with. So thumbs up for me from the app. Got loads of room for development. And you can do a selfie from there as well. And yeah, I would have said it's a good start, as this has just been released. And I suspect as it goes on, many more features will be introduced. I hope that has been a very good basic overview for you guys, and I hope I've missed anything out. But if you've got any questions, just ask, and as I say, I will do a follow-up once there's a lot more experience with it. But that's 24 hours into ownership. Great little device so far. Need to get a correct memory card for it, really, and go from there. But please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next gadget.